Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis both believe that Terence Crawford would beat Canelo Alvarez. That's what I want to talk about in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. So basically, in recent news, you have Shakur Stevenson, who had a media day, and then you also had Keyshawn Davis. They are boys with Terence Crawford. They look at him as a big brother and mentor and an awesome fighter, which he is. He's a great fighter. But both of them, independently in separate interviews, have both stated, and I'm just kind of combining it for one video, but they both have recently stated that Terence Crawford would actually beat Canelo Alvarez even if the fight was at super middleweight. Keyshawn Davis, he did an interview with Fight Hype. He says Canelo is great. The way he uses his feints to set up shots and certain angles where he positions his body to where he knows he can hit a person, but the person can't hit him. I don't know. I think he can beat Canelo, referring to Terence Crawford. So he's saying that Terence Crawford could get it done. Like he said, he wants to challenge himself and move up to 168 and do that. Now, do I think he can beat Canelo Alvarez? Yes, he can beat Canelo. I honestly just think he can just box Canelo. He could be a smaller, slicker boxer. I think Terence just has way more athletic ability still than Canelo. And Terence has got that heart. He got that dog in him. Like we all know how Terence is coming. He's going to go in there. He's going to go and fight Canelo. If you got a guy that can box and just move around and move with the power, I think Terence can definitely beat Canelo. I don't think it's a long shot at all. It would be a long shot only if he can't stand Canelo's power. He really can't stand it. But as rounds go on, if he's withstanding and standing there, I think he beats Canelo. But if you listen to Keyshawn's breakdown of the fight, I understand there's going to be an inherent bias because he's cool with Terence Crawford, but it's just similar to Tim Bradley. Like, you listen to Tim Bradley and Keyshawn Davis, they both basically said the same thing, which is nothing. They said that Terence Crawford, like, they're making it sound like they have faith that he can move up to super middleweight, but then they have a lot of like hedging of the bets and a lot of, I don't know if he can do this, if. So to me, that's not true confidence. Out of the trio, Tim Bradley, Keyshawn Davis, and Shakur Stevenson, I would say the person who spoke with the most conviction and spoke with the most matter-of-fact type of demeanor was Shakur Stevenson. Because when I seen and listened to Shakur Stevenson and he was doing interviews, he said, Bob Arum, I'm just paraphrasing, the reporter said, Bob Arum said that Terence Crawford, he would get whooped by Canelo and Canelo would wipe the floor with him. And then Shakur Stevenson said, Bob Arum, sometimes he says stuff that's his opinion. Sometimes he says stuff that's right. Sometimes he says stuff that's wrong. But I already told y'all, meaning the media, I already told you how I feel, and I'm picking Bud. I picked Bud to beat Canelo Alvarez. So he's Shakur out of that whole, group of people who have like kind of been on the Crawford bandwagon and or have a personal relationship with Crawford that have decided to weigh in on a Crawford versus Canelo fight. Literally, Shakur Stevenson is the one that kept it the most solid in terms of not hedging his bets. Again, if you listen to the quotes from Keyshawn Davis and Tim Bradley, Keyshawn Davis is saying, oh yeah, he can outbox him. But if he can't take Canelo's power, then if. I mean, but that's boxing. That's like saying Amir Khan, he could outbox Canelo Alvarez. He was doing it for the first 4 rounds, but he couldn't take Canelo's power. So that's one of the things you would have to factor in with a fight like this. And I told you, me personally, I'm not even big on this fight. It's so weird. It is so weird that you have some of the Bud buddies who say, oh, Ego, you hating on Crawford. Oh, you picking on Crawford. And they say stuff like this, but I'm trying to prevent a fight that really shouldn't happen from happening. Meanwhile, people who are close to Crawford They're gassing him up and, you know, gaslighting him into moving up 21 pounds. Now, listen, my thing is this. Crawford has shown that you can't count him out. He's shown to be a talented fighter. But again, I'm from the old school. I have no problem with people moving up in weight, but it got to make sense. And it's usually a process. You don't just move up 21 pounds and try to get it done. The other thing is you look at, like, let's say Crawford versus Errol Spence. Errol Spence, he had some mishaps in the negotiating. Like, he gave up a lot of leverage. Canelo Alvarez has showed you who he is. He is not going to do that. He is not going to give Crawford a coin flip. He's not going to give Crawford, you know, more time than him to train. He's not going to give Terence Crawford the ability to potentially walk out first or second. He's going to do whatever he wants. If he wants to walk out second, he's walking out second. If he want to walk out with Eminem, he's walking out with Eminem. You know, whatever the situation is, Canelo has showed you who he is, and he has the star power. He's done, you know, throughout his career, better numbers than Crawford, and has showed the ability to draw an audience, right? So at the end of the day, he would be the A side. So Crawford, on top of being at a huge weight disadvantage, he would be at that disadvantage in the mercy of Canelo Alvarez, who again is not going to give him anything. Canelo Alvarez is not going to be as easy to work with in terms of all the stuff that Errol Spence as the A side gave up. So I just see it as kind of like a video game fight. Like I keep saying, people just want Chung Lee to fight Zangief. In real life, Zangief is too big for Chung Lee. He'll body slam her, and then the fight will be over in seconds. You know what I mean? Chun Li's doing a spinning star kick and all these little special moves. She don't weigh enough. You know what I'm saying? So again, I think some of you guys have seen too many Creed and Rocky movies. Hey, Drago, what do you want me to do? And you guys watch these movies, and then you start watching boxing, and it's like you can't distinguish and tell the difference between the two. Again, if Crawford was naturally Canelo's size, I would easily pick Crawford to beat Canelo. But there's a big factor, and I think people are sleeping on, and that's Canelo's experience, durability, and the fact that he definitely has a size advantage. I keep saying it. We literally watch Jermell Charlo, who knocks guys out at 54, punch Canelo for 12 rounds. You know, he was gun shy, but he did land shots, and it literally did nothing to Canelo Alvarez. And he did all this stuff to bulk up. Now, again, you could say Terence Crawford, oh, he's so much better than Charlo or whatever you want to say. But if that's the case, then why do people want to see Crawford and Charlo fight if Charlo's not a good fighter? So we can't really belittle Charlo now that the fight played out how it played out. The bottom line is Canelo Alvarez has a supreme weight advantage, and weight classes exist for a reason. You know what I mean? And I think it's foolish for Crawford, unless he's just trying to cash out. He has a see, and this is what I don't like about the fight. On top of your cutting in line in front of other guys who are rightful to get a Canelo shot, I don't want to keep seeing Canelo fight smaller guys. That's for one. But beyond that, you have this situation where, again, people are treating this like a movie or a video game and thinking 21 pounds is nothing. But I don't like fights like this because there's a built-in scapegoat for the smaller guy. And we keep doing this and keep doing it. And then a lot of yous act brand new afterwards, where the smaller guy, he goes up in weight, gets whooped up, loses, gets an eye damage like Kell Brook versus Triple G, puts up a career worst performance like Jermell Charlo, where it looked like, different sports. And then people act brand new. Whoa, oh my, what was that? I can't believe, heavens to Betsy, I can't believe the fight played out like that. And then they say the same thing. Oh, he dared to be great though. I don't like that. I don't want to see all this dared to be great. Crawford, it's kind of like a retirement fight. He'll make probably a career high payday to fight Canelo. He'll soup it up. And then even if he loses, he can just retire with a bag full of money and say, oh, it wasn't my weight class, I'm still a great fighter, I was still the first ever 2X undisputed male, yada, yada, yada. And I think that's bull in the sport of boxing to keep doing this instead of rightful people in said division getting the opportunities. Guys who are planning on staying in the division, guys who are ranked in the division. You know what I mean? So I don't even think Crawford, I think he's done great stuff in his career, we'll say, but I don't think he's earned something in a division he hasn't even fought in or hasn't even fought close to. You know what I mean? And I think that's blasphemous to allow this fight. So I don't understand why Shakur and Keyshawn and all these other guys, Tim Bradley, are gassing it up. And like I said earlier, I don't think a lot of them are as confident in Crawford. Crawford's been hurt by smaller people. That's just the bottom line. Like Gamboa, you know, he got his attention from other guys, Mean Machine. Even Derry Jean and Hank Lundy got his attention. So what's this business of him fighting at 168? Again, yes, you could say he has more skills than Canelo, but he's forfeiting so much weight, it just becomes foolish for the reasons I've stated in this video. Let me know how I did, and I'm out.
Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks.
The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation.
Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.